Shaggers, how we doing? I'm just going to quickly fly through some technical analysis and see what we've got. I'll see what we don't have, I should say. Let's jump up to the weekly. Look, look. I mean, I had this bad boy. That makes me feel sick. Enough. it's like 1,000 pips. Let me know if anyone caught that, because I did. As you can see, I did mark it up, and I've definitely sent it in. So did anyone catch this? Yeah, that's fucking stabbed me. Anywho, let's have a look. Right, so going back here, we don't have anything yet, right? So you can't buy that, right? You can't buy it where it is. You need a pullback, retest, and go, which you might not get. It might just keep going. And of course, when we look at this, we're in an area of value to sell from, right? You're not in a value to buy from. Value to buy from is here, here, here. You know, this is here. You know, this area here is. It's all areas of value to sell from if you were going to sell it, right? AUDCHF, when you look on the weekly, I mean, look, it is following our thingy, our trend line here, but I wouldn't be entering it. You'd need a pullback first. You'd need to pull back, retest, and go. I mean, let's look on the daily. It's pretty shitty. I'd like to see a good I'd like to see it come up here, break away, retest here, and then come back up. Then I would enter. I'm not going to enter this here. And there's been no real big wick backs, you know, big liquidity grabs or anything. So there's nothing that I would enter there. If you're still in it, happy days. But I was already out in profit. Let's see. AUD, NZD. And always remember, look, see when you look at this, right? Always remember, if in doubt, zoom out, right? To get a look at that bigger picture. Look, it makes a huge difference, right? So, yeah, let's see what we've got here. Could potentially go up, but I mean, AUD is definitely more powerful than NZD. And also, I'm going to point this out to you. Where are we? Hold on. Where's the bloody thing, me? Trades, let's have a look, maybe it's here. Ah, there it is. That's exactly what I'm looking for. This right here. Central banks. Look, Aussie central bank rates are increasing. Inflation is on the rise. Mortgage interest is on the rise. Everything else is going up. So there's the only one just now which is increasing inflation. Okay. Now, what happens when inflation increases? Let's get the highest inflation at the moment, right? When inflation is higher, what does that tell us? Well, that tells you if you are a large-scale investor, i.e. someone who buys, you know, tens of millions or hundreds of millions or even billions of dollars worth of bonds, that tells you if you invest your money in the Australian economy right now, they're going to give you 3.85% per year return on your money, guaranteed, right? And all these other ones are far less. So yeah, you might put your money in here or here, etc., but there's a heavy risk off just now. Whereas the safest haven for your money with the highest returns right now, it's an AUD. So given the AUD strength, okay. So I mean, this is a buy all day long. I'm just literally, guys, it's as simple as this. Like, boom, waiting for this, boom, retest and go. Now, it might retest this little blue one here, or it might retest this one here, right? So bear that in mind. I just don't want to end up with blue bars all over my bloody screen every 2 feet, you know what I mean? But I know in my mind I'm either looking for it to retest this level here, or retest this level here. Small candle, large engulfing. You could mark that up, drag it across, boom, right? So moving on. It's not gonna be a long video, guys. I'm gonna fly through it. And as I said, I'm on the weekly time frame just to see where we are right now. AUD, Japanese yen, again, it's always buys. You just can't buy from there. You need a pullback retest. You could mark this up if you wished. Got that. You could pull this across here if you want. AUD, USD, that's exactly what I was saying about risk off, getting more back on your money, returns, bonds, and so on and so forth. Again, let me know if anyone took this, because I had this marked up fucking... But the hell, it's March 2025. Jesus. How many pips was that? I mean, it just goes to show you, right? Hold on. It goes to show you how long you could actually leave these to run for. 1,000 pips. So let's just say we entered here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, it's almost a year, in fact, because it was March. Why am I even counting that? Right, March 2025, right? So it's March in 2 weeks. Well, in fact, this week's March. So it was a year ago. You could have left this trade running for a year, right? It's pretty fucking crazy when you think about it. Pretty fucking crazy, lads. Let's just move on. I've only just recently put this pair on here because Andreas mentioned it the other day. I literally never have that pair on here because one, CHF is pretty flat. It's always going to be better than Japanese yen. But both of them are safe haven currencies. So yeah, I just never really bother with it. That's a blinder. What's that? Euro AUD. However, I'd say it's a bit of a strange one because the euro's going to get weaker. So I would say, let's see what we've got around here. In terms of, I think, this zone here. I mean, look, see that small candle, large engulfing here? It could very well come to here, retest and go. But if you think about it, right, where is the previous order block where all the money moved from? It's all here, right? Where is all the liquidity? All the liquidity is around here, right? It's like Dr. David Paul always says. He always says that he prefers to put his entries where the masses put their stop losses, right? Masses are putting their stop losses. This area, right about here, right there. This area here, right, all round about here. That's liquidity. This is an order block, liquidity is always below the order block. So let's just get rid of that. There we go. So I'm kind of waiting for to see what happens here. But again, look, let's just say you took Euro AUD. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 weeks. You could have held that, completely stress-free. There's nothing. I mean, look, this isn't a great area to sell from, but at the same time, you just wouldn't sell from here. Like, you wouldn't be doing sales in EuroCAD, is what I mean, sorry, fundamentally. Could you take it? Absolutely. Yes, you could. You'd probably be looking for sales around about this region here. Small candle, large engulfing. Once broken, becomes the area of retest. Let's just see what it's in. And it's bang in the 786. Look. 786. We're going to mark this up. Boom. Drag it across. So it's as simple as this, guys, right? If this comes down, I'm not going to ding with it. So you'll see oil price getting stronger, right? That will then bring this down. Oil price will then get weaker when the US eventually, when this gets to here, the US will start probably flooding the market with Venezuelan oil, and then it will just go like this. Bish, bash, bosh. So we now know we're going to buy it when it hits here. That's it, right? Simple as that. It could even come to this zone here, but I think this one is much better. Let's see, will the volume kicked in? Volume kicked in there as well, look. Right, mark that up. It's an area of volume in the Fibonacci, great area of value. The euro's predominantly, 98% of the time stronger than CAD. So just wait for it to come back down here, enter, and fuck off. There we go. There's nothing really here to take. I know I did mark that up, but it was a horrible trade. It's not one that I really would like to take. I really want to see it coming back up here. So really there's nothing there. Euro, Japanese yen, it's buys, but you can't buy from there because it's way overextended. Look, you need it to pull back and go, so I can't buy it yet. And you can't sell it because the euro's zone stronger than Japanese yen, so you wouldn't want to sell it. Euro NZD definitely buys, but I think we could potentially see it coming down and retest this zone here. All right, it's just a better area of value, so I'm going to wait and see how it plays out. Now, as I said, look, if it doesn't, if it goes like that, it could do this. Look, it could go like this. Boom, that could be a little of a red herring. People enter sells, and then the next candle comes straight back up. Boom, boom, enter here, and away you go. Right? That would be it. If not, then it's going to come down here, retest, reject, enter here, stop loss below this previous low, and away you go. Right? That's it. Euro USD, there's really, let's zoom out, there's really nothing there. You can't buy from here because look, you're buying into a sell area, right? So you just don't want to do that just yet. And as euro then becomes weaker, USD becomes stronger, you would then potentially be looking for sells to take this down, right? So let's just wait and see. You need it to play out. Another decent one, but yeah, want to see if it hits this zone here, then away we go. GBP CAD, nothing there. Pound yen, nothing there. You really need a pullback. It's buys, but you really need a pullback, guys. I'd love to see it hit this zone here. That would be beautiful. All the way around. Boom, boom. GBP CHF, there's really nothing that would take. Yes, even though we've marked up and it's hit, you know, previous support once broken becomes the new supply. Boom. Previous support once broken becomes the new resistance is what I meant. You know, but it's still not. It's not the best. It's shit. I'd really like to see it come up higher. GBP NZD, I'd say it's definitely buys. Let's see what it does round about here, but I mean it's still not the best value to be honest. Waiting for GU potentially come down here on the. Obviously that's the weekly time frame. On the day time frame, it's all right. So look, order block here. Where is the liquidity? Liquidity is around this area here, right? That's where all the liquidity is, all the stop losses. So I'd like to see it. Boom, reject here, melt back down, bum 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 bum, and away we go. However, if GBP gets weaker and USD gets stronger, then it might just be this. Boom, boom, enter, and away we go, right? So I've put buy GU here just as a reminder. However, I know in my mind that if it breaks below here, comes back up and retests, if it breaks below this and comes back up the retest, I would then be selling it, right, and taking it down. So bear that in mind. NZE CAD, look, there is fuck all there. That's horrible, okay? That's horrible. That's pretty horrible. Both economies are shit. NZD, weak economy. Japanese yen, weak economy. Both economies are risk off. So when it's risk off, both of them receive, you know, a large amount of funds. So that it's a pointless trade. NZD USD, potentially going to see this drop back down, but let's see if it comes up. Retest, look, if I zoom in. Let's see if we get this here. Boom, look. Potentially, we could maybe take this here for a sell. Bish, bash, bosh, right? We just need to have a look, right? NZD, USD, let's have a look at that. USD, weak bullish. NZD, weak bearish. Yep, so you could be potentially looking at that for the sell. Let's have a look here also. What have we got? USD has went from bearish, bearish, bearish into bullish, and NZD has went from bullish, bullish, bullish into bearish. So yes, it's a flip, right? It's a market flip. Have the banks? Are there any of the banks taking this here? Let's have a look. NZD USD. Nope, there's none. Okay, where are we? Let's see what the retailers are in. USD. Retails are 50-50, but they're mostly bearish. COT, Japanese yen, Japanese yen, I'm talking about. USD is bullish, and NZD is bearish. So the banks are all bearish in NZD, and they're bullish in USD. News and sentiment. Let's see what we've got here. They've got an AI one on here. Where is it? Let me just have a look. Is it my journal one, maybe? Ah, yes, it is. So let me just see this. Hold on. Here. Ask a question. What is your prediction? Prediction for NZD USD over the next 1 to 3 months. This is brilliant. So here you'll see your question up here. is generating a response. Let's see. There we go. Based on PNT's current smart bias and outlook, the NZD pair is positioned within a weak bearish to neutral stance for the next 1 to 3 months. Our analysis indicates that the near-term bias remains bearish, primarily due to the dovish pivot from the RBNZ, which has signalled that interest rates are likely to stay on hold, blah, 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 blah. Okay, NZD. Additionally, the widening yield spread favouring Australia's rates and the market's perception of less domestic. Let me just fly for this. Conversely, adopts a more explicit easing stance. Okay, sideways with a weak bearish framework over the next 1 to 3 months, unless market conditions and policies significantly change. Alright, quite good. Brilliant piece of kit. Honestly, it's fucking amazing. Let's get back here. So, we could potentially be looking to sell this from here. Alright, let's just wait and see. So you want the markets to hit. You could enter it greedily if you wished. Or you could wait for one candle close, you know, in the 4 hour time frame or whatever, then enter. Stop losses would be up here where the green line is, alright? Obviously, if we get a liquidity grab further up and then it comes down again, that would be even better, because you know that they are going to fucking melt it at that point, alright? But just bear in mind, you know, look, it is a bit of a sideways pair. It melts, then it goes sideways for ages, and you know, it is a bit of a shitty pair. So it would definitely have to be a long-term hold to get any value out of it. USD CAD just going to in this range just now. Won't be touching that. We have marked it up. Look, it is in our zone, but let's just wait and see. USD CHF, there's really nothing there just now, guys. USD Japanese yen, really nothing there. Let's see what we get, you know. That's really it. Let's have a look at oil. Oil's in an okay zone, but let's just wait and see. I honestly anticipate more of an uptrend, potentially to up here, or even better still, up here. Then I'd be taking the sell, right? I'm not going to be buying it. I'm looking for the sell. Because if you look, it's a downtrend still, right? So I'm not looking to buy it. I'm only looking to sell it when we get good value. Gold, I mean, I know you guys are smashing gold in the lower time frames. Fantastic. But I mean, it's still... the crazy thing is, like, you know, look at how much money you guys are making with golden scalps, and it's really doing fuck all. You know what I mean? It's just mental. It's crazy how good gold is. Let's see, silver. Silver's roughly the same. Copper, roughly, it's just ranging, right? So, honest to God, guys, I'm not being a lazy fucker. There is nothing here, and I know that today we've been looking at the weekly and the daily time frames. However, I do jump down now to the 4 hour and the 1 hour to see what we've got, you know. And there's really fuck all there. What was the one that I said? Let's just look at NZD USD and let's see what we've got. Right, I'm going to place an alert right here. Okay. So, yeah, if that comes in, then we're potentially going to take NZD USD for a sell, guys. It'll be a long-term sell, okay? But that's pretty much it. Have a great week.